Something big is happening, something that changes everything we thought we knew about our place in the universe. For decades, the truth about UFOs has been hidden behind official denial and public skepticism. Now, a piece of history locked away for over 60 years is finally coming to light. This isn't just another story or blurry photo. This is evidence deliberately kept from the world until today. Imagine a secret so profound it could alter our understanding of the cosmos, held by one family for generations. This isn't a government conspiracy in the usual sense. It's a human story about fear, responsibility, and the burden of knowing something the world isn't ready for. The story begins in a dusty attic, inside a simple film canister. What was inside is set to challenge everything we thought we knew. The date is August 31st, 2025. Today we pull back the curtain. The footage you're about to learn about was filmed in 1963 by a military photographer, off-duty, in the right place at the right time. He saw something he couldn't explain, and he knew the world wasn't ready. So he hid it, protected it, and passed the secret to his family. This is more than a UFO story. It's about truth, and why some truths are hidden. Why was this kept secret for so long? What does it show that was considered so dangerous? Now that the secret is out, what do we do with this new reality? The world is about to feel bigger, and a lot more mysterious. The conversation starts now, and it's a conversation we all need to have. Welcome to the story of the Miller footage. The only sound is the whir of an old film projector. On screen, a family picnic, Midwest, 1963. A mother lays out a blanket, a father plays catch with his son. It's a perfect, sunlit day, until the camera pans upward, drawn by something unseen. The boy points, mouth open. The father stops, looking up. The mother's smile fades to astonishment. The camera shakes, then steadies, zooming in on the sky. There, against the blue, hangs an object. No plane, no bird, but something alien. A perfect disc, metallic gray, hovers silently. No seams, no wings, no sound. Soft white lights pulse around its edge, creating a shimmering distortion in the air. The father, now more than a dad, he's a witness, a chronicler of the impossible. Suddenly, the object shifts. No acceleration, just instant movement, covering vast distance in a blink. It stops, hovers, then repeats the maneuver, moving in sharp, impossible angles. The camera captures every moment. Finally, the object shoots straight up, vanishing in less than a second. The camera pans down. The family stands together, staring at the empty sky, picnic forgotten. The film sputters. The screen goes white. In that brief moment, the ordinary became extraordinary. This is the Miller footage, a moment frozen in time. A family's life and maybe our understanding of reality changed forever. What did they see? And why did it matter so much that it had to be hidden for 60 years? The answers lie in the next chapter. Let's find out. Why was this footage hidden? To understand, you have to know the world of 1963. The Cold War was at its peak. Fear and paranoia were everywhere. An unidentified flying object wasn't just a curiosity, it was a potential threat. Sergeant Frank Miller, the man behind the camera, was a U.S. Air Force photographer. He knew if he turned the film over, it would vanish into classified vaults or be dismissed as a hoax. He believed what he saw wasn't from any country on Earth, but he couldn't prove it. Reporting it could have ruined his career. So, Frank developed the film himself, made one copy and hid the original in his attic. He told only his immediate family. He feared mass hysteria, or worse, a Cold War misunderstanding. The secret became his burden. It passed to his son, the boy in the film, and for decades the Miller family guarded the canister. But as the world changed, Cold War over, internet rising, governments acknowledging UAPs, the family's perspective shifted. They realized the time for secrecy was over. The world, they hoped, was finally ready to see what Frank Miller saw that summer day. The secret was about to be revealed. Let's break down the Miller footage. The object, a classic flying saucer, about 50 feet wide, seamless dark gray, no markings. The lights, soft white, pulsing around the edge, not blinking, but glowing, integrated into the hull. The movement, impossible acceleration, instant stops, right-angle turns, no sound, no visible propulsion. This is the kind of flight military pilots report today, but here it is, on clear film from 1963. The witnesses, a family's raw, genuine reaction, curiosity, awe, disbelief. Frank Miller's military training kept him filming, but it's the mother and son's shock that grounds the footage in reality. They're not actors. Their reaction is as powerful as the object itself. This isn't just a UFO video, it's a record of a human encounter with the unknown. The details make it compelling, the context makes it historic, and the reaction makes it unforgettable. This is why the Miller footage matters. This isn't just about a mysterious object, it's about the people forever changed by it. Sergeant Frank Miller was a pragmatic man, not prone to wild ideas, but what he saw shook him deeply. His journals reveal a man torn between duty and fear of ridicule, and fear of what he'd witnessed. His son David grew up with the secret. For him, the UFO was a home movie, not a myth. He remembers the day, the change in his father, and the weight of the secret he inherited. The decision to release the footage came from Sarah Miller, Frank's granddaughter, a historian who saw its importance. She argued the world had changed and the stigma was lifting. Sarah didn't sell or leak the film. She brought it to scientists, journalists, and historians for serious analysis. The Miller family didn't seek fame or fortune, they wanted to unburden themselves and start a long overdue conversation. Their story is a reminder, history is often held in the hands of ordinary people. The burden of truth can last generations, but sometimes sharing it is the only way forward. The Miller family chose to share, and now, the world must decide what to do with their legacy. The secret is no longer theirs alone. The Miller footage arrives in a world ready to listen. For decades, UFOs were fringe topics, now, they're mainstream. The shift began in 2017, when the New York Times revealed the Pentagon's secret UFO program and Navy videos of impossible maneuvers. Suddenly the conversation was serious. Credible pilots, radar data, official reports. The Miller footage builds on this, but it's different. It's personal, clear, and relatable. An ordinary family, a clear craft, broad daylight. People see themselves in the Millers, standing in awe, questioning reality. The question isn't, do you believe, but how do we explain this? As more people take it seriously, more witnesses come forward, and scientists begin to call for real investigation. The Miller footage anchors decades of reports, pushing the conversation from belief to inquiry. The dam of denial is breaking, and a flood of new questions is pouring through. The Miller footage isn't alone, it fits a pattern stretching back decades. The disc shape, silent hovering, impossible acceleration, these echo the most credible UFO cases. Think of Kenneth Arnold's 1947 sighting, the origin of flying saucer. The Miller film gives visual proof to his words. The Roswell incident, stories of a crashed disc, strange debris. The Miller craft could be that object. Even modern sightings like the 2004 Nimitz Tic Tac show the same impossible flight. Across decades, witnesses, and technology, the details are consistent. This isn't a string of hoaxes, it's a persistent, mysterious presence. The Miller footage connects the dots. It suggests we're seeing different pieces of the same puzzle, and the picture is only getting clearer. After the Miller footage's release, official silence reigns. The Pentagon says it's reviewing the film. The White House deflects questions. This silence creates a vacuum, quickly filled by speculation. Debunkers call it a hoax, but can't explain the object's movement or seamless design. Believers see the silence as confirmation, suspecting officials know more than they admit. Some think the government is as baffled as the public. But decades of secrecy make trust hard. In an age of information, silence only fuels conspiracy and erodes trust. The public wants answers, and the pressure for transparency is growing. The secret is out. The conversation has changed, permanently. We've moved from if to what now. First, we must demand transparency. No more secrets. Open investigation is essential. Scientists, engineers, and philosophers need access to all data, from the Miller footage to military reports. Public hearings and accountability are crucial. The truth belongs to everyone. Second, we must prepare for a paradigm shift. If these objects are non-human, the implications are staggering. This is a chance for humanity to unite, to see ourselves as one species in a vast cosmos. We must approach this with curiosity, not fear. Citizen science and documentation are vital. Anyone can be a witness. The Miller footage didn't give us all the answers, but it gave us a clearer question. The door is open. Now it's up to us to step through and explore what lies beyond. The journey has just begun.